Hello, darlings. Let's get that door fixed. It was the producer's idea. Oh. Devious fellow, you know. He's the only man I know who can go through a revolving door behind you and come out in front. He said to me, this show is going to get great figures, and then booked the roly-polies. Have you seen? Isn't it amazing how far the human skin will stretch? But you don't want to hear all this inside showbiz stuff. You'd rather meet some real people, wouldn't you? Like our lovely audience. Hand-picked by Page 3 girls and Dirty Deb. Say hello, audience. Hello, oh, come on, audience. More sincerity, more warmth. Hello, viewers!
Hello, viewers, darlings!
Wait a minute. This audience is ad-libbing. We better get on with the show. That's my line, you swines!
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, goody! That's given me a mate. Say something.
I've got a headache.
Thank you very much. Well, this is a good time for all you Scorpios to re-examine your personal life and change your attitude to workmates. It's also a good time to change that pair of socks you've been wearing since Good Friday. And now you've discovered the details of your partner's infidelity, you must start to pick up the pieces of your shattered life. If you haven't yet discovered the details of your partner's infidelity, I do hope I haven't spoiled anything for you.
Welcome to another edition of Traveller's Tales. Traveller's Tales told by travellers who have a tale to tell. And few have a tale quite as extraordinary as our guest tonight, the distinguished explorer and elephant man, Colonel Willoughby Long.
I said sit! He's on heat, you see. It's a leap year. Good evening.
Well, good evening, Colonel. And perhaps straight away we could get sorted out the question of your nickname. Now, I know that in Africa you're known as Jumbo. Why is that?
I've no idea.
Have you always loved elephants?
Oh, yes. Always loved elephants. There's been the odd woman here and there.
Odd?
Yes, they all tend to look like elephants.
But basically, Colonel, you would say that you're an elephant man.
Oh, yes. No, Kevin, not now. Just joking. It always upsets him when I do that, you know, with the bag thing. He hated the film, you know. He thought it was elephantist.
Well, Colonel, what first took you to Africa?
A taxi to Heathrow.
And when did this fascination with elephants begin?
Well, when I was a lad, you know, knee-high to a Hottentots biltong bag, we had an umbrella stand made from an elephant's foot. And I used to think, somewhere in Africa, because of our umbrella stand, there's an elephant walking around with only 3 legs. And one day I'm going to find him and apologise.
So what did you do?
Well, I found this old steamer in Mombasa.
Yes.
And she told me there was a boat leaving the next morning.
And you caught it?
No, thanks to the ointment. Quite a long story,
Short?
Oh, that's very kind of you. I have a large whiskey with a dash of soda and a pickled onion.
Well, I think perhaps later, Colonel Willoughby. But before we go on, I wonder if you could just tell us a little bit about the difference between an African elephant and an Indian elephant. How do you know which is which?
Well, it's very easy to tell the African elephant.
Is it?
Yes, they live in Africa.
And the Indian elephant?
They're the ones that don't.
Well, I'm glad we've got that one sorted out. Now, how do you go about finding your 3-legged elephant?
Well, I looked for one that kept falling over, basically. Sort of drunk and disorderly. Oh, Kevin always loved that joke, you know.
Did you ever find him?
Sadly, no. Even though I went to the elephant's graveyard and spoke to the curator, Pongo Harbottle, he's got piles of ivory on his feet all day, poor devil.
What are your plans now, Colonel?
Well, the African elephant is an endangered species, so we're embarking on a heavy breeding program. I do a lot of heavy breeding, you know. And to this end, we use this amazing new pill. Well, not this end, actually. Otherwise, he'll do funny things to his trunk, you see.
And is that it?
This is an elephant's virility pill, my dear. Really gets them going, you know.
And what's in it?
I don't know, but it tastes horrible. No, Kevin!
What's the
no,
matter?
No!
What's happening now?
Well, that's the second one he's had today. Telephone London Zoo! Tell them to lock up the elephants! Tell them to lock up everything!
Well, thank you, Colonel Willoughby. Now, this.
Oh, good evening, lovely lady comrades. Serge Soot here, your lovable little Mansky-Poo from the KGB, with a special message for all secretaries working for MI5, MI6, the Ministry of Defense, and the Department of Dodgy Doings. If you haven't planned your next year's holiday, why not take a defector's fortnight in the Soviet Union? It's the ultimate getaway from it all holiday. We even supply suitcases for you to travel in. And remember, there's no waiting in long lines at checkout when you're a diplomatic bag. And waiting for you when you arrive in Moscow. Oi, your very own handsome KGB holiday lover who can't wait to debrief you. So don't forget to wear your sexiest briefs, right? And don't worry about holiday snaps to send home. We'll have film of everything to send home. Every day you'll have champagne, vodka, and caviar. And that's just for breakfast. So if you're a sensitive girl working with sensitive material, our defector's fortnight is just the thing for you. For further details, write to I've Got a Secret, the Kremlin House. And remember, it's as easy as KGB. Bye-ski. Verity Treacle here again, bending over backwards at bedtime to bring a little ray of sunshine to those who need it. If you feel you've nowhere left to turn, if you're still searching for the ultimate key to life while being mauled to death by a sex-starved gorilla, then take heart from this sweet missive which turned up in my postbag this morning from 92-year-old Mrs. Maisie Twadds of Mount Carefully, Old Folks Home. She writes, Dear Verity, I have just caught botulism from an Eccles club. Also last weekend, I was horrifically crushed by a falling boulder whilst studying a knitting pattern in the line. My sister Gertie is 136 and unable to get about as much as she used to due to being mashed to a pulp in the back of a dust cart on All Saints' Day. And so, for Maisie and Gertie, something to bring you and all of us closer together in these dark days of despair. Here's Kenneth McKellar singing I'll Be Seeing You in All the Old Familiar Places whilst being put through a mincing machine.
In all the old familiar.
Well, that's all for tonight. Until tomorrow night. Nighty-night. What are you doing? Come back here. That was a nice, clean, cuddly bit with no grubby, filthy things in it. Come back and watch it at once. Hello. Colonel Muriel Clean here. I've been married to my wife for 54 years now, and I've never so much as even seen her with the lights on. I don't even know what she's like, except she sleeps with 2 hot water bottles on her chest. But she hasn't been filling them up properly lately. Shut up! For the first 16 years of our marriage, she locked herself in the bedroom every night, and I had to make love to her through the keyhole. She called in the blacksmith to change my tumblers. Silence! And cut to something normal. And now my squidgy poos. Let me put that another way. My squidgy pids. And talking of squids, I was in a Japanese restaurant the other night with a chum of mine, Pearl Harbor. She's called Pearl Harbor because every November the 7th, she goes out and gets bombed. Bit of bad taste there for our American viewers, so let's correct that immediately with a friendly joke for them. Gaddafi is like a pig's bum. Right? Anyway, we were in this Japanese restaurant, and they hadn't got the heating on, so I said, golly, it's a bit nippy in here. Bit of bad taste there for our Japanese viewers, so let's correct that. No, stuff 'em, what have they done for us? I do realise that if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have to listen to... from Walkmen in trains. And now, my impression of someone listening to a Harry Nilsson album. Can't live if living is without you. And now my impression of Margaret Thatcher on her wedding night. Thank you. Dennis, it's no good hiding in the bathroom. But what has all this got to do with our cereal, I hear you cry? Well, Maggie told me on the late night bus going home, she never misses the show. She does a marvellous Sid Snot.
Hello, Maggie Snot here. I believe in a classless society, and the way we're running the schools, we're gonna get one.
Pretty tasteless, eh? She also said she loved Bo Diddley, so here, just for you, Maggie Poos, and I hope the knighthood's in the post, is part 3 of Bo Diddley of the Legion. And Maggie, before I forget, thanks for the cigar.
Diddley. Bo Diddley of the Legion.
This is Diddley Manor, home of the Diddley family, just outside Dudley. In the 20s, it rang to the sound of merry laughter and chuckled to the sound of bells. Who wrote this? You did. Oh. But today, it has only one occupant, Sir Dudley Diddley, the eponymous hero of our saga, now in the twilight of his days and the autumn of his underpants. Let's join him, shall we? Nurse! The bedpan's on fire again. Oh, you must... stop giving me those curry enemas. Oh, it's you, viewers. Why don't you take a seat? Let's get that spring fixed. Anyway, we pick up our story this week at Fort Soissons-Neuf in Serie, the cruelest posting in the Foreign Legion. I and my brothers had ended up there after running away to join the Legion following the mysterious theft from Diddley Manor after an evening of snooker with the Getty sisters, one of the world's most valuable diamonds, the passing water. Must remember to breathe when I'm talking. Do you know, audience, I'll never forget... They have the Piddly brothers. It's Diddley, actually, not Piddly.
Silence! Offspring of the camel cleaner, speak when you're spoken to.
I thought you were speaking to me.
Silence! Son of a purveyor of snake droppings. Now, listen to me. Tiddly brothers?
We're not Tiddly.
Why not? Everybody else is.
Diddley.
Stumm, du Schweinhund, der Scheißenvater, der Vorsprung Dirk Technik. Now, let us look at our equipment.
I say, steady on, we're not at school now.
Correct. You're in the Legion.
My little Diddley brothers.
Silence! Coming here with your Marcel Marceau impressions. God in Himmel, how I hate Marcel Marceau with his